purpose of this training is to help you understand why we use lighting calculators, which calculator to use, and how to use lighting calculators as a tool to sell energy efficient projects. The most basic concept in calculating energy savings in a lighting upgrade is based on current power consumption less new reduced consumption equals energy savings. The energy savings, reduced kilowatt hours, can then be converted to dollar savings based on the cost per kilowatt hour. However, when incentives are part of the formula, other factors need to be incorporated into the evaluation. Many of the investor-owned utilities are governed by a public utility commission or similar organization that provide guidelines on how savings and cost benefits are to be calculated. Public utilities are also concerned about ensuring that they are spending their energy efficiency dollars in the best possible way. Some of those considerations include: what is the actual full wattage load, lamp plus ballast, for the old existing equipment or the new replacement? What percentage of savings is allowed for occupancy sensors or dimming? What is the technology baseline? Is it the existing technology, code, or federal standards? What is the simple payback? If it is really quick, would the customer make the change even without an incentive? If it is a very long payback, is that a good investment for the customer or good use of ratepayer money? To avoid having to answer these questions on every project, lighting calculators have the wattages, savings allowed for occupancy sensors and dimming, baselines, and cost-effectiveness assumptions all built into the tool. The tool also calculates the allowed incentives whether based on deemed measures or an established cost per kilowatt hour saved. Many incentive programs throughout the Pacific Northwest, such as Seattle City Light and Energy Trust of Oregon, have their own tool, but many public utilities utilize the BPA lighting calculator. Regardless of which tool is required for the incentive program, the lighting calculator allows trade allies to calculate the energy savings, both in kilowatt savings and real dollars, simple payback, and return on investment. Armed with this information, trade allies can use the lighting calculator to help customers understand their potential incentive and savings, and thus increase the potential for selling lighting upgrades. When working with the potential customer, it is important to ask them who their electric service provider is. Usually this is the easiest when you're on site for the site audit. The next step is to contact the utility to confirm which lighting calculator to use and to inform them of your intent to proceed with a project. The Northwest Trade Ally Network can provide you with connections to utility program managers throughout the region via their lighting specialists and online resources. Once you have the appropriate calculator for the prospective customer, you can enter your findings from your site audit and proposed upgrade equipment. For the purposes of this video, we will focus on BPA's lighting calculator. Keep in mind that most lighting calculators have similar features. BPA's lighting calculator has been developed to be user-friendly and provide a simplified data entry interface that gives a similar look and feel to online information entry. This video will focus on the basic components of the calculator, while separate video tutorials focused on the project entry can be found online. In addition, Northwest Trade Ally Network's lighting specialists are ready and able to assist with lighting calculator assistance if needed. From the Welcome page, clicking on the Programs button will open a list of the numerous deemed incentives available through BPA. It will be important to familiarize yourself with what is available to ensure you communicate appropriate expectations to your customers. BPA's list of specific deemed measures have been determined by 3 factors. 1. Wattage baseline currently in place. 2. Upgrade technology being proposed. 3. Wattage reduction being achieved. By instituting tiered incentives wherever possible in the deemed method, trade allies and end-use customers are encouraged to install the most efficient technologies that will meet the lighting needs for the project. Decommissioning is also strongly encouraged through incentives being paid based on kilowatt hours saved for any reduction in fixtures. Non-standard measures are utilized when trade allies are not able to identify products from the deemed measures list to meet the needs of their customer. Custom wattages can be entered and incentives are calculated based on those custom entries. It is important to remember that before proceeding with a non-standard project, review by the BPA lighting team is necessary. The utility program manager for the service territory you are working in will submit the project to BPA's lighting team on your behalf. New construction projects utilize a simplified user interface in BPA's lighting calculator. Projects are not entered on a measure-by-measure basis, but as a whole project based on local code compliance forms used for building permits, which are generally completed by project architects or engineers, and incentives are based on a per kilowatt hour rate. A useful tool included in BPA Lighting Calculator is the Customer Proposal Document, which provides a high-level summary of the project and is meant to be given to the customer by the lighting contractor. The Customer Proposal Document includes estimated project costs, utility incentives, kilowatt hours saved per year, and electrical demand reduction. In addition, the Customer Proposal Document calculates estimated utility bill savings, simple payback, and return on investment from the proposed project. The Customer Proposal Document is meant to be utilized as a sales tool when discussing benefits of the project with your customers. To find additional resources, including BPA Lighting Calculator tutorial videos, the latest lighting news, and access to the list of upcoming Northwest Trade Ally Network workshops through the region, visit www.nwlightingnetwork.com. That's nwlightingnetwork.com.
You've just completed Module 5, Utility Lighting Calculators. Please consider viewing the additional 4 modules in Northwest Trade Ally Network's Basics of Energy Efficient Lighting video series. Module 1, an overview of energy efficient lighting in the Pacific Northwest. Module 2, Basics of Energy Efficient Lighting. Module 3, Basics of Retrofit in Place. Module 4, Best Practices for Site Audits.